No change for the market. While that press conference was going on, we're still down 10 points. That's where we are. It's been flat all morning, holding right around 20,900. Next big story that's breaking over the past 24, 36 hours. WikiLeaks revealing CIA secrets, spying through technology. American Enterprise Institute scholar Ambassador John Bolton is with us now. How big a blow is this to the intelligence community?
Well, it's huge based on the information that WikiLeaks has revealed about the capabilities that the CIA has. And by the way, that probably the Russians, the Chinese, and various other foreign intelligence agencies also have. But now a lot of our internal capabilities are revealed for the whole world to see. And if anybody needed any further proof about the problem that WikiLeaks represents, this is it. I said when they first released thousands of diplomatic cables a couple of years ago that U.S. cyber warfare people should use WikiLeaks for target practice and take down their capabilities. This is just another reason to do that.
You think we will?
I hope so. It's a different president now. Let's hope so.
Okay. Now, Mr. Ambassador, earlier today we had the Commerce Secretary on the show, Wilbur Ross. I asked him about China. Roll tape.
We're going right after violations of any aspect of our trade regimes. In this particular case, they were violating sanctions. There are also plenty of violations of trade agreements themselves and of WTO rules. And we are going to be very harsh on enforcement.
Mr. Ambassador, that's a harsh line, a strong line with China. Meets with your approval?
Absolutely. Just by coincidence, of course, I have an op-ed in today's Wall Street Journal on what's wrong with the World Trade Organization's dispute settlement understanding. I urge everyone to take a look at it. You know, Donald Trump has said he's in favor of free trade, but what he's also said is when other countries, like China in particular, violate the commitments they've made, they need to be held to account and not given free passes. So I think that that this kind of approach actually will end up being more conducive to free trade by saying to those who have been able to flout their obligations for years that the game is up here, and you make these commitments, you're going to have to abide by them.
Yeah, any concern about a trade war? I mean, a tit for tat. We fine them $1 billion for breaking sanctions. They fine us for something or other. There is that danger, isn't there?
Yeah, well, but look, this goes to, I think, a basic problem with having admitted China to the WTO. And I'll admit, I fell for the argument back in 2000 that if we admit China as a member of the WTO, international pressure will force China to change its internal norms to conform to international standards. That's what everybody said. I was convinced by the argument, as were others. They haven't done it. This is a mercantilist regime in China, and they're abusing the privilege of being in the WTO. So here's the dilemma. When you have a free trading nation like the United States, you get into an agreement, this is multilateral, but you get into an agreement with a mercantilist country like China, what happens? I mean, I think the evidence is pretty clear. And so I think China needs to be called up short and said, you're either going to comply here or we are going to take the steps that are permitted under the WTO and other steps we have on our books to protect ourselves.
Ambassador Bolton, thank you very much indeed, sir. Appreciate you being with us.